Hi, remember me? You were watching my video the other day and you didn't subscribe? Why? Did you subscribe? Good, we can get started. So, I'm gonna talk about sugar daddies. I'm kidding. No, thank you. Yeah, so I'm basically just sharing my experience with it. Nothing weird. I'm not gonna tell anybody how to get one. Please, I hope that's not why you're watching this video, because that is not what I'm about to talk about. So I had to move because I didn't like how things were looking down there. I think the lighting is better here. I'm so sorry about the sounds, guys. Like, I live by the road, and there are trucks, there's trains and everything. Our neighbor has birds. I don't mean like chicken. Yeah, they have chickens, but they have birds. Okay, they're bird keepers, and you're gonna be hearing a lot of sounds. I'm gonna be sharing like 2 stories to make sure this video is short, because I'm always making very long videos, and I'm not really liking that because people are complaining. And you know, I want you guys to watch my content, and it's not fair that, you know, people are gonna say no just because of a little 30 minutes, you know what I mean? So my first experience, okay, that obviously wasn't the first, because I mean, I think I've been approached by older men ever since I was a child, really, to be honest, if I'm being very, very honest. Since I was a kid, I've been approached by older men, so it wasn't anything new. But I guess this one was different because I guess I was mature enough to respond to it, I would say. Yeah. You will find out if the response was negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? So, first experience with this Indian man. So basically how I met him was, I was selling kittens at the time. So I sold him a kitten, a Persian kitten. And yeah, he bought one. That's basically how we met, and he kept in touch. Basically he kept in touch, and he randomly called me this one time. I didn't know who it was when he called. He sounded like somebody I knew, so yeah, that was kind of confusing. But then, like, because he didn't sound like the person I knew, but he did sound like someone I knew. So he called me, and we had a really interesting chat, really, to be honest. It was really interesting. I still didn't know who he was, but like the talk was interesting. I was intrigued. You know, he made me laugh and everything, and he was very funny and charming. I must say. I must really point that out, that he was really charming. So then he says his name towards the end of the call. I'm like, who? Let's give him a name, because I don't want to say anybody's name by accident. What are we gonna? I think we should call him Nabil, because it sounds. Is it? No, that's not an Indian name. But we're gonna call him Nabil anyway. So it's like, it's Nabil. I'm like, who? I didn't know. I still didn't know his name, because I wasn't I wasn't interested in him like that. I just wasn't interested in knowing him or talking to him beyond business. So I'm like, who? It's like, Nabil. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. He's like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's okay. I just really like you, and I would like to go to lunch with you. So in my mind, I'm like, I mean, you don't know this person, so I'm like, I don't know you unless you, like, you know, tell me more details so I know who you are exactly. You claim that we've met, so I need to, you know for sure that we actually did. That passed. I didn't pay much attention to it, but he did send me his details. I'm like, oh, it's you. It's an old man, you guys. He's old, probably married, though he did say he wasn't married, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. yeah, so I was minding my business at the time. I was in Lusaka, and it's like, can we meet for lunch? I'm like, I'm busy. I'll see. And then luckily he canceled. He canceled that day. So I'm like, but he sent me money. He's like, here's something for lunch. Don't worry, it was just the 150. Oh my gosh, this is such an awkward story to tell. I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway, no judgment here, okay? It's a safe space. Yeah, he sent me money. He's like, here's something for lunch. And I'm like, cool, you know? Yeah. It wasn't a big deal to me. I knew what he was after. Like, I mean, it's obvious when an older man approaches a girl like me. Like, really, really, we're not even asking questions here. Like, we know. That passed, and he would call me from time to time. But yeah, I guess I did entertain him. I'm gonna be honest. I did entertain him, not in a way that you're thinking though. Don't, no. I would just like have conversations with him basically. In my mind, I knew what I was doing, you know. I knew what I was doing, and I knew that it wasn't gonna go beyond the phone. So yeah, so I told him about, because at the time I really wanted to go to school, but I couldn't because, you know, my parents couldn't pay and everything and all that stuff basically. So I was like, oh, okay, can we meet so we can discuss your way forward? I would really like to help you. Click. Because, you know, being in that situation, like I know a number of people that have been there, and they're like, you know, when you get help like that, like your first response is like, I need to rush to this place before this person changes their mind, you know. So I went to meet him. We discussed everything. He said that he wanted to help me pay for my school, but he picked a course for me, which was very okay. Why are you trying to control everything, Nabil? So he suggested that I do veterinarian medicine. You get it. Vet medicine for short. I agreed because, you know, I was already in the industry of, you know, I was selling dogs and everything, and to me it was like a bonus. Like, oh, okay, I guess I could do this and do that, and, you know, it just makes sense. So I'm like, okay, but I wasn't being smart with him at the time. It was just naturally me just being me, like, oh, I need to go and talk to my mom about it first, and you are gonna have to call her and let her know that you want to pay for school, like, because it would just be weird if I just got up like, yo, I'm going to school, who's paying for it, you know. So I told him that. I'm like, you have to talk to my mom. So I went home that day and I spoke to my mom. It's like, oh, really? That's really nice. Usually my mom's response would be like, who's that? You know, but that day she was just like, oh, really? Okay, let them call me. I'll be waiting for their call. And I gave him my mom's number, but he didn't call. He went quiet for a really long time. And yeah, I guess it didn't really matter to me. Then he popped up again and he's like, hi, I've missed you. And this time, like, he was very clear about what he wanted from me. And I dodged the bullet. Dodged it. Yeah, I guess that's the first story. Second story is by, what are we gonna call him? We're gonna call him Isaiah. Yeah, let's call him Isaiah. So he randomly texted me on Facebook, and then this is what he said. Where are girls like you when I'm in Lusaka? I say, at church. I was straight up giving him an attitude. That was no nonsense at the time. So he's like, can I get you a Christmas present? That was like around Christmas. Almost. I think that was probably like November 2019, I think. I don't remember specifically. But yeah, so can I get you a Christmas gift? And I'm like, what for? You know, he says, just like, I have a list of people that I'm getting gifts for, so I would like to add you to the list. I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, what was he gonna do anyway? Come to my door? I was like, yeah, fine. You can get me a Christmas gift. I didn't even know what to expect. I wasn't really expecting anything anyway, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. He sent me talk time. He's like, it's just for data. It was a lot of money. Okay, no, not like a lot, but like too much for talk time, basically. To me, it ended there. Like, I was like, bye. So after some time, he texts me again. He's like, I'm ready to send you your Christmas gift. Give me your number. I gave him my number. I knew I was going to ignore him. So, I sound so terrible. It's just so awkward. Gave him my number and he probably sent me money. I don't remember specifically what happened, but he probably sent me money. Yeah, I don't remember that because obviously it wasn't like, So that passed, and at the time I was moving out of my parents' house again for like the third time, if I remember correctly. Third or fourth. I've moved out many times. I moved out and everything, and I was dealing with that. I was trying to find a job and all that, and I was staying with somebody, one of my friends. And then, obviously I was facing a little bit of difficulty. So this one time, he randomly offered me money. Okay? Listen carefully. He randomly offered me money. And at the time, I didn't really have food. Rent wasn't paid. And, I was just struggling. I didn't have a job. Oh my gosh. Like, I need this money. Like, what am I going to do? And I'm like, why do you want to give me money? He's like, I'm just being nice. I'm just a nice person. And I just want to give you money. So I guess I accepted it, being in the situation I was in. And I told him, I'm like, I hope this doesn't mean anything, and I hope you're not going to come at me saying, oh, she took money from me for free or anything like that. If that's the case, take your money back right now because I'm not interested. He's like, no, I'm just being nice. This is how all these men just come at us. Like, they try to manipulate you. No, I'm just being nice. I took the money. I don't remember how much it was, but it was an amount. It was enough for rent and food, basically. So yeah, he's like, I just like you as a person and I would like to just talk to you. I'm married, I have kids, and I love my family a lot. So this doesn't mean anything. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is just a nice person. At the time, I guess that was the mentality I had. So yeah, I was fine with it. We would talk. It was normal conversations, nothing sexual or anything that would like make me feel uncomfortable, I would say. Conversations went on for some time, and it kind of became a habit, sending me money. Like, it became a habit and I got used to it. I'm like, Monday, woo. This time it was like way more money, like it was a lot more. So yeah, I bought a few things and I kind of got comfortable there because, my rent was being paid. I didn't have to worry about food, and I didn't have a job. So I was basically living off of him, I would say. I would say I was living off of him. So we were talking on a friend level, and I don't think that's okay right now. Okay, even at the time, but like I feel like I was kind of holding on to him, like, okay, he's providing for me, so I need to like, keep him around so he can send me more money, because I was in a desperate position. Then this one time, he made me an offer. He made me an offer. He said, if you agree, I'm assuming to be his mistress, if you agree, I will send you to Miami, put you in my condo, and I will buy you a Benz. I'm like, Miami? Condo? Benz? Daddy? I'm kidding, I didn't react like that. Obviously, I rejected that offer because I'm still in Zambia and I don't have a Benz. So after that, I blocked him. Yeah, I blocked him. I rejected the offer because that was just wrong on so many levels, on every level. Moral of the story, I think that, it's easy to judge someone and say, oh, they get their money from married people and, they do all those things. I feel like some people are being taken advantage of, like looking at their situation. I'm not saying that it's right. They're being taken advantage of, looking at their situation. Some people people are struggling, you guys. People are struggling. They can't go to school. I know someone who's like struggling with that right now, and obviously there are men who are approaching her and making her all these offers, and it's not easy to reject when you're in that position. But at the same time, I just want to encourage someone to just have faith and believe in what they're doing. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. If you work hard enough, and like for me, I feel like I've been through all kinds of things, all kinds of circumstances and all that. So in this part of the video, my audio wasn't recording for some reason, and I needed to check it, and I needed to like re-record this. Yeah, so basically I just wanted to say a few things. First, men, please stop taking advantage of vulnerable girls. There are people who are going through crazy times, and it would be so nice if people would just innocently help these people. Just help people. Be kind. That's it. Don't ask for other things in return, because I know these people know exactly what they're doing, and they know that these females are in desperate positions, that they're probably gonna agree to all these things. Stop taking advantage of innocent, vulnerable little girls. Stop it, please. Next thing I'd like to say is, for everybody else, please stop judging people, because as I said, these are just vulnerable people who are just trying to make something of themselves and trying to survive life, and it is not easy. There are people who've had it great, and some people just don't, and they need a helping hand. And when this kind of help presents itself, it's easy to take, because hey, all this time you haven't had all these things, and then out of nowhere they're just right in front of you. So there's that. So for the advice I have for the females who've been in that position, I'd just like to tell you to start working hard. Just work hard. Work hard, and you don't need expensive things. You don't need, all these fancy things. You don't need them right now. And I feel like you would appreciate them way more if you worked hard for them, if your blood and sweat went into it. If I work so hard and I finally build my house, I can look back and say, nobody can come and tell me that they got me here, because I got me here. God got me here. You will appreciate your hard work. You will definitely appreciate it, and it would just be worth so much when you finally earn all those things that you've always wanted, and you got it yourself. You did it on your own, or maybe with some help, but innocent help. the pure kind of help, So be strong and pray very, very hard, because it takes a really strong heart to resist those things. They're very, very tempting. Very, very tempting, especially when you're in that position. So your hard work will pay off. These times are not permanent. This is a process that everybody has to go through. This is a process that everybody will have to go through. At some point, you're going to be broke. At some point, you're going to be hungry. It happens. Just work hard. And don't pick jobs. This is another thing. Like, if life requires you to go and kneel and mop, go and mop. Go and do it, sis. You won't die. Making a living, that's just what you have to do. That's just the phase that you have to go through. I can't say it's unfortunate, but I feel like those are the times that help us, appreciate things more. And yeah. So thank you very much for watching. I hope I helped someone somehow. I hope somebody picked something from this. I hope somebody learned something from this. And I hope that, if you're in a place where you need help, I wish I could help, but I'm praying that somebody can reach you and help you the way that you need them to, and that you will be connected to the right places. If anybody would like to, talk about it, if they'd like to share about it, please reach me on my social media. I will add the links down below. And thank you. Please subscribe, share, like, comment. I would love to read all your comments. Please. Thank you. Bye.